I've been hunting several times and used guns, but I also believe in I believe in recreational drugs being legalized. That I feel like that's two far sides of the different spectrums.
Yeah, that's a left.
Yeah, a left idea and a right idea.
We're little baby lefties growing up in a very right world.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. But yeah, and I don't like what I hate on the left is that they try to portray every single, every farmer and every person that lives out in the country as this racist, xenophobic, set of people, because it's just not true. It's
Not at all.
absolutely not true. And I mean, trust me, there are definitely those out there. I'm not saying that they're not out there, but when you try to group them all into people try to put everybody into a box, right?
Yeah.
They try to just simply tag you with certain qualities because you think one way or another, and that freaking drives me crazy. People can have independent thoughts about separate issues. You don't have to have one conformed set of ideologies to be a person, and maybe in some people vote based on how that person's ideology is going to affect them directly, and other people vote based on how the ideology is going to affect everybody as a whole. That seems to be two different ways of your voting power, and I think that's fine. I think everybody should be able to do that. But when you label people with these derogatory terms, why would they be willing to come to your side whenever you sit there and label them like that? Like that's not helping your cause, no matter what you think,
Yeah.
And people are not lost causes. People can change their ideas and opinions based on logic and facts, and
And how you feed it to them.
yeah, and I mean, honestly, there's some people that won't. There's some people that are very stubborn and they're never going to change, and they're always going to vote based on whether you have an R or a D in front of your name, and that's just how they are. But that's not most people, and it's not about where they're from either. Like, we live in Kansas City. There's plenty of Democrats in the city, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
In the city.
yeah. I mean, Emmanuel Cleaver has been our representative forever, as long as I can remember.
Very well
and he's
respected.
been on the Democratic side for forever. But when I tell somebody I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, because I'm from Missouri, they automatically think I'm some right wing nut or something like
redneck.
that. Yeah, and half of my family is a bunch of rednecks, and I love them though.
I come from
They're
rednecks,
freaking
too.
awesome. They love their family.
They love their gun rights.
Well, I mean, look. What drives me crazy about that is that people think that Democrats want to take away guns. And please tell me one prominent politician that has actually said that. I would
Donald Trump
love
said it the other day.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, you want to talk about Obama going to come take our guns? Bullshit. He's never said that once.
I laughed
in his
out
life.
loud when I saw that news story.
Oh my god, dude! I was laughing my ass
No, it was Stephen
off.
Colbert. It was Stephen Colbert. Made a great skit about it.
Yeah. He's pretty. Man, he rails on Trump, man. Like that's all he does every night, and I mean sometimes it gets a little repetitive, but. I mean, he's a very smart guy, and he knows how to make jokes about it. And it's entertainment. It really is. But he also does make a point about some things, because it all comes back to just thinking logic and reasoning is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I mean, there's tons of complicated subjects where you could, you could side with one or the other just based on your ideology. But at the end of the day, if you present an argument to me that is based on logic and reason, then I don't really care whether or not I disagree with you. It's when you throw that logic and reason out the window that really drives me nuts, and you're just simply on that side because that's your team. It's tribalism. It's political tribalism.
Yeah. It definitely happens.
But yeah, I mean, I'm a hunter. I don't want my rifle taken away.
Yeah.
I think people should have a pistol to protect themselves, but I don't think crazy people should be allowed to buy just anything they want to,
And I think that's where, people around this area that we live, especially people I work with, they buy into that narrative. They buy into that. Yeah, they understand the weapon, but they also buy into that narrative that the left is coming for their guns, and because it's their
own party that's telling them that. It's not the other party that's saying that. It's their own party telling them what the other side thinks, and that's just not the case.
Yeah, but that's their fear, and that's what gets them going. But that's their other thing is that they were all, or we were all raised with it, so we understand it. We understand that you can use a gun safely, that you should teach your kids to use a gun safely. A lot of us were taught how to use a gun safely.
Yeah.
But there's no denying that they're something not to be fucking around with.
Yeah.
And the other thing is nobody argues that you shouldn't have to go through a background check to get one.
Yeah.
Even the right says that. Even my parents say that, but they won't acknowledge or accept that there might have to be some legislation passed to get there.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's they
just think it's just going to naturally happen. I don't know, man.
They want to just
magic
say
that's going to happen. That's going to change that.
They want to if you're talking to them about it, they automatically want to put you in the category of
put you in a box.
Put you in a box. Put you in the box of you're wrong.
Yeah.
But that's not. I don't think that's what normal, reasonable people are trying to do. They're just trying to make it harder for people to get a gun, especially crazy people.
What drives me the most nuts about it is when people try to say that, oh, well, you can kill a bunch of people with your car or whatever. Well, you know what you have to do to get a car? There's a VIN number on it. You have to get it registered. You have to get insurance on it just in case you do run into somebody and kill somebody. There's none of that with purchasing a gun. There's none of that at all.
No.
And why shouldn't there be? Because a car is not designed to kill people. A car is designed to transport you around. A gun is literally designed to kill things. Not people necessarily, but I mean that's one of the things that guns kill. You don't
even have to really buy it for yourself either. I had one of my guns it was gifted to me by my dad. He bought it for me and gave it to me.
Yeah,
I didn't have to go buy it.
Yeah, and that requires no background check. That requires nothing. You just basically given that to you, and that's
just like getting an Xbox
legal
for Christmas.
Yeah. It just mind boggles me, man. If you have a history of violence at all, there should be a set number of years where you are not allowed to purchase any gun until you can prove that you have, you're past that violent stage of your life. And you know what I mean? I don't know what the amount of years should be, 7 years, 10 years, I don't know. But I feel like that should be logical. That if you have a history of violence, you should not own a gun because you are so much more likely to use that gun in a violent way towards other people. You know? It just seems like it's common sense, but I don't know how to get that through
we'll see what happens,
people's heads, So I don't know. It's a crazy world we live in, man.